controversy about Starbucks cups during the holiday season. Now, in the past, they used to have cups like this that were a little bit more Christmassy, I suppose, with snowflakes and what appear to be ornaments, I guess, and such words as hope and wish. Not particularly religious, really. None of those things are religious. But now their cups this season are a little plainer. They're just red and green, same, joyous colors, but no snowflakes, no reindeer, no Christmas ornaments. Okay, so people are very offended by this. Some Christians are writing about it on Breitbart. Trump comes out today and says, oh, maybe we ought to boycott them, right? But here's a newsflash. We don't have to follow your religion. You have to follow your religion. But I'm not in your religion, so I don't have to follow it. Same with Starbucks. Corporations, despite the Supreme Court statements to the contrary, are not human beings. They don't have religions. So Starbucks isn't Christian, it isn't Jewish, it certainly isn't Muslim. Okay, it isn't any religion, it's a corporation. It doesn't have to follow Christian traditions about snowflakes. I mean, put aside the fact that reindeer did not exist in the Middle East, and there are no flying reindeer, and it has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Put that aside. Even if that were the case, Starbucks does not have to be Christian. The rest of us don't have to be Christian. This doesn't apply to just Christians. I mean, you want to talk about people getting offended that we're not following their religion, then we go to Islam. Charlie Hebdo was attacked for these cartoons where they show a picture of the Prophet Muhammad. But here's what they never understood, the Muslims who get angry about that. Charlie Hebdo writers are not in your religion. You can't draw the Prophet Muhammad according to your own interpretation of that religion because you're in it. So if the Grand Caliph, wherever you live, says don't draw the Prophet Muhammad, or the Grand Ayatollah says it. For example, in Iraq, during the war, the Grand Ayatollah said playing chess is immoral. Now that's true, I guess, if you believe him and you're of that particular sect of Islam. But it doesn't apply to non-Muslims. Okay, I can play chess all I want. I'm not in your religion. I can draw the Prophet Muhammad all I want. I'm not in your religion. I can drink from just plain old red and green cups at Starbucks because I'm not in your religion. Now, you want to know what real discrimination is? When Ben Carson, for example, said Muslims shouldn't be allowed to run for president in America. See, that would be actual discrimination where you impose your religion on others. That's what you could be offended by. Now, I know one guy who stood up to that. Bless his heart. Ted Cruz, who I disagree with on everything else, but he said he wouldn't do that. Here, watch.
The Constitution specifies there shall be no religious test for public office, and I'm a constitutionalist. And my view, listen, the president's faith is between him and God.
Okay, good. Finally, one of the conservatives gets it. Until, of course, they asked him about atheists at the National Religious Liberties Conference, very ironically named in Iowa. And then on the issue of whether an atheist should be allowed to be president, he had a different answer. Watch.
No, this is an important question. This is the most important question that I ask any candidate who's running for political office, and that is this. How important is it for the President of the United States to fear God? And what does that mean to you?
Any president who doesn't begin every day on his knees isn't fit to be commander-in-chief of this country.
Amen.
Okay, that's incredibly funny if you ask me. If you won't get on your knees. No, Ted, we're not talking about the donors. We're talking about religion. Oh, you meant religion. Okay. Any president who won't get on his knees is not fit to be president of the United States. In other words, if you're an atheist. I mean, get a load of the insanity. If you don't pray to a sky god, oh, sky god, what should I do as the most powerful man on earth? He's not talking back. He doesn't say anything. You can pray all you want, but that's not a qualification to be president. And if you say atheists can't be president because they don't talk to a mythical sky god, well, that's nuts and also unconstitutional. But the really sad part is the only thing that polls worse than Muslims in this country, in the United States, is atheists. When they were asked just this June, if your party picks a well-qualified candidate, would you still not vote for them if they're in this category? 58% say, well, if they're well-qualified, I'd vote for them anyway. Oh, thank God. Ironic. But 40% of the country, 40%, said they would not vote for an atheist under any circumstance. They'd rather vote for a Muslim than an atheist. That's how bad it is in America, okay? That is a religious test. That's real discrimination. You could actually get offended by that, not by a goddamn cup of coffee. That's my final judgment.